Sports time now. We say good evening to Amory Burke. Amory, rain spelled your favorite sport today, girl?
Not necessarily my favorite sport, but definitely it was a frustrating day for both the West Indies and host England as rain dampened the return of international cricket. When the first test bowled off behind closed doors at the Aegis Bowl, the teams were left frustrated as rain restricted play to just 17.4 overs. Bad weather delayed the start before forcing 2 further interruptions inside the first 5 overs. England reached 35 for 1 when stumps were pulled, having lost Dominic Sibley for Dr. Shannon Gabriel. However, before a ball was bowled, the players lined up in silence around the pitch in honor of those who have died during the COVID-19 pandemic. West Indies legend Sir Everton Weekes, who passed away last week, was also remembered in a mark of respect. Now, in addition, once in their positions, the teams and officials, as well as the backroom staff behind the boundary rope, took a knee in show of solidarity for the Black Lives Matter movement, with the West Indies players also raising a black-gloved right fist. With cricket finally resuming amidst the coronavirus, CBC TV8 will be providing fans an opportunity to speak their mind. Each night of every test match, CBC TV8 will review and talk about the highlights with host Sean Green. You too can be an armchair analyst by giving your input via the CBC Barbados Facebook page or by calling into the show at 228-5562 or 228-5563. That's Raise the Bat, Post a Chat, live on TV8 starting tonight right after Newsnight from 8 p.m. It's sponsored by Solar Dynamics. Well, the work ethic of the West Indies reserves currently on tour in England has been lauded by head coach Phil Simmons. Given their dedication, commitment and performances as shown in the practice matches, any can be on the verge of selection for the second test. Despite being mere spectators for the ongoing first match of the series, Coach Simmons says they will have no rest as they will still have very much to be in training mode.
They still have to do their work, they still have to do their gym work, they will train in the evening, they will go in the nets during the day. So there's a lot for them to do. There'll be no sitting in the hotel and just watching cricket. They'll have a chance to watch, but they have work to do too. You never know what can happen. It's 3 back-to-back tests, and you never know when you can be called off if that happens. I think the extended squad, I have been really impressed with the attitude of the reserves, as we would call them for now. Their attitude towards the practice, the training, everything has been exciting, to say the least, for us as coaches to see what's next on the pipeline and to work with them a little bit and try to push them and show them exactly what we need up here when they do finally select themselves.
Meanwhile, the England captain Ben Stokes has made it clear that his side will not use the lack of spectators as an excuse if they fail to perform.
As we're walking out on the field to represent our country, and you know, when you've got the 3 lions on your chest, you know, there's nothing more sort of, you know, you can't feel any more prouder, and you know, given the sport that we play. You know, I know there's not going to be anybody in the crowd to hear or get that energy from, but you know we've got hundreds of thousands of people watching us from around England who want to see us do well. So, you know, I don't have any issue with anybody using that as an excuse to not get up for this game. You know, it's been 14, 15 weeks without us playing. So, you know, I think the fact that we're out on the field playing for our country, you know, you don't get that feeling just because there's nobody in the stands.
Head back over to the sports studio now and welcome back. Amory, what do you have for us in the second half?
Well, Shane, it's interesting to know that sports in the Caribbean is still not given its due respect. Now, this is according to President of the Barbados Football Association and the Caribbean Football Union, Randy Harris. Sport is seen as recreational and not revenue generators. Harris was a panelist on a Caribbean Broadcasting Union webinar titled COVID-19, the Effect on Regional Sporting Competitions.
Other than cricket, officialdom in the Caribbean don't show the respect for sport as they should. This is an industry that could create so much for them. but they really don't see us as that important. We are way down the totem pole normally, so you can imagine when we have a pandemic, you know, we are the last thing that anybody would want to lift. And it is a sad situation. We in the Caribbean expect the best performances from our athletes, but we just don't give them the support. We're not even attending the events that are put on by our national associations. And to me, that shows a disregard for the development of youth.
Meanwhile, Brian Lewis, who is the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee and the Caribbean Association of National Olympic Committees, added that sports administrators must work harder to change that perception.
I see an opportunity for the sport administrators, sports leaders across the board. You know, Johnny Graves, the Harris, the Caribbean Association of National Olympic Committees, to get together, and we have to accept the responsibility as administrators and sport leaders for where sport is. We have not done a very good job selling the decision makers. We have people see us as sport administrators in the Caribbean waste of time.
Manchester City returned to winning ways in style by thrashing Newcastle 5-0 at the Etihad Stadium this evening. With 4 games remaining, City have strengthened their claim for second place in the English Premier League, moving 9 points clear of Chelsea.